Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, this is another creative how-to tutorial. We are going to be looking at how to use the explosive device in the Fortnite creative. Make sure to subscribe with the notifications on so you won't miss another Fortnite Battle Royale video or creative how-to tutorial video. Let's get on the video. So what you guys want to do for the explosive device is you want to head over to your creative inventory, and then you want to go all over to your devices. Once your devices, it'll be the third option on the top, called the explosive device. When you want to throw it down, and then here it is. It looks kind of like a gauntlet, I should say. So, okay. So we have our explosive device. I'm gonna cover the all options. If you want to see the basic options, all these options are in the all options tab. So starting off, this is how much health the device has before it physically makes itself explode. So we can do 1 health, 25 health, all the way up to indestructible, which we can do 5,000 health, for example. The display damage numbers is like how much damage it's dealing, but it shows the hit numbers. Like for example, if you take a bunch of fall damage, you'll see like those numbers above your head. It'll be like 500 damage if you fall really far. So that just shows how much damage it physically does. The blast radius, that shows how like big when it explodes. That just shows how much tiles it will go out of the explosion, and like who will actually feel it based off of how far they are. Player damage. This means when it explodes, how much damage the physical player or your teammates or your friends, whatever, how much damage they will deal from this exploding. Ignore for team damage. So if you have one of those game modes where you have like those like customized teams, and then you want to have like team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, so you have like duo versus duo in a creative map, for example, that's shows like which team will not get damage from it exploding. Structure damage, this is how much damage it will, like for example, if I have wood all surrounding here, this is how much damage it will do to each one of these woods, and coincidentally enough, each wood has 150 health. Damage indestructible buildings. Now some buildings in Fortnite Creative are surprisingly indestructible. So with this option, you are able to, well, you can still destroy it with your creative phone, but that means this will also be able to destroy it if the blast radius is big enough for it to reach it. Where's that? Yeah. Knockback, that's when it does explode. How far will it blast you back? Will it blast you back off, or will it blast you back super high? Which medium is right in the middle, so it's good. Blast line of sight, that is basically if you're right here and if you're looking around, it won't explode. But if you're looking straight at it, it has the chance of exploding because you're looking straight at it. That's if you want to have that enabled, which I will have that as off. Explode on proximity range. This shows how much tiles it can go out for a player to trigger, kind of like a trigger device. So for example, I will go explode on proximity range. I will have it as 2 tiles. That means, for example, let's just say each one is a different tile. What we can do that, we can make this a different material. This is the 3rd tile, and so on. Once I go right here to the 2nd tile, that's when it will explode, because that's how big well, that's the radius of like the trigger point for it to explode. Proximity delay. This is once you reach that trigger point, which again I told you up here of 2 tiles. Once you reach that trigger point, this is how much time it takes for it to explode off of that trigger point. So once you reach those 2 tiles, it'll take 5 seconds for it to fully explode. Ignore team for proximity. This is just basically the same thing right here. Oh, wherever it is. Ignore team for damage. This is basically the same thing, except ignore team for proximity. That means let's say team 1. Okay, so right here it says ignore team for proximity. Let's say team 1 reaches those 2 tiles right here. Since it is ignoring it, it won't go off because it's ignoring team 1. That's if you're gonna have like one of those like team modes or game modes, whatever. Time to detonation from game start. So once the game starts, this is how long it will take for the thing to explode if you don't have any else of these settings enabled. So as soon as the game starts, that's how long it will take for it to explode. Play audio. This right here, when it does explode, you will hear the audio or you won't hear the audio. So we can just do it as yes. Range visualization. Okay. This explosion radius, and this is the proximity radius. So this is kind of cool because you can see where the explosion radius is at. This is when it explodes. This is how wide the explosion will be. And we can go all the way down back here to proximity radius. That just shows the proximity. Again, remember I said like those 2 tiles. That's the radius of it can be before it proximity explodes. Visible during games, that just says if this thing right here is visible during the game. Makes sense. Collision during games, that just like for example, if I have it off, I cannot pickaxe it and I have the ability to walk through it. So like no collision, there's nothing that is able to collide with it. Collides with, this is if it is on collision, this collides with everything or weapons only. Show health bar, this is if the game starts, you're able to see how much health the object has, which the first option, it says health is 1 health right here. We can go all the way down. So right here for the health bar style, this just shows if it's like a default bar line wherever you see it on, like if you build like a wooden floor, a stair, whatever. That just shows like the green bar on the middle. That just shows how much health it has. You can also do a badge style. It's kind of like a big like badge above the thing. It's pretty cool. Or you could do a badge style when it's damaged. So when the object gets damaged with like a weapon, for example, that's when the badge will show up. Hide HUD icon on. This is how much meters you're able to walk away from it, from the HUD icon, basically the badge, to disappear. So if I walk away 5 meters, and let's say that there's a badge there, I'll walk away 5 meters, and then I can't see the badge anymore because that's the distance it's able to go. Requires line of sight, that just shows how requires that is if you have to look straight at the object for the badge style to show up. HUD icon identifier, this is like that badge style, but you can have these letters on it, so like if you have like an objective, you can use this. The team visibility, that is any team that can like see the badge. Friendly icon text, so any friendly players can see this icon text, any neutral players can see this icon text, and any hostile players can see this hostile icon text. HUD text size, this is how big like these messages will be. Play audio, that's if you want to hear the sound for it. Explode when receiving from, these are all the channels. So let's say if you have a button making it to channel 1, this will explode when receiving from channel 1. If you have a button from channel 2 making it so channel 2 activates, you have this option to turn it on or turn off. When exploded on, basically when it explodes on, that channel is transmitted on. Again, I made a video on all these channels if you are confused about this on a different video on my channel. Link will be in the description of that video. But yeah, that's basically how you do the explosive device. It's useful for a lot of things. You use this for box fights, and I'll be making a video on how to make a box fight coming soon. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely leave a like, subscribe with the notifications on so you won't miss another video like this. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!